Hello there YouTube, Devin here again. This is going to be a remake video because I had some problems with the video capture on my video yesterday. Same video, so if you watch it, I really hope you rewatch it again. This one's going to be a little bit different too, as I remembered some other stuff and things like that. So hopefully we won't have the same problem again with my I don't know if it was my camera yet, or if it was with uploading it, or if it was with YouTube itself. During the data transfer and stuff like that. So hopefully it's fixed. But this is going to be on boots. Specifically the Swiss ankle boots, because if you've been following any of my boot videos for a while, a lot of you guys know that I really like ankle boots. It's my favorite kind of boot. Has been for a long time, always will be. Nothing against high boots, but I like the versatility of low boots. They breathe better. They offer a lot more support. They're usually cheaper. They are easier to maintain and get into. And you have a bunch of different scaling options as far as like ankle support actually goes. As you can see in this case, we have a pair of Swiss wool puttees, original World War II era here. We have Swiss leather ankle gaiters back there. You can use one or the other, or both of these at once with this pair of boots. But we'll get into the boots themselves. Now this is one of the older pairs I have of the rubber-soled Swiss ankle boots. Now this design of Swiss Army ankle boots hasn't really changed since the late 1800s. They've been pretty much unchanged except for the soles for quite a long time, almost 100 years, before they were finally phased out. Now, they got stainless steel eyelets that are scallop type hook eyelets with reinforcement bits of metal on them, as you can see by these little V's. They go all the way around, which keeps the hooks from bending over, so these can last a very long time. They didn't come with any laces, they didn't come with any insoles. They were kind of a dark brown when I got them, and I put one layer of black over them, so this is kind of the remnants. You can kind of see the color they usually come in back here. It's just kind of dark brown. They have channels for snowshoes or skis. The sole pattern is kind of a multi-directional sole pattern. This one's pretty worn out, as you can see. It's not quite as deep as they would be when they were issued. The heel is nailed on. You can see here the manufacturer on it, and everything like that. The year was made, 1971. It's a G, it's a size 28. Now, a lot of you asked me in the last video what size that means. Alright, well the 28 is the length of the sole, alright? That's what it's going to say on the sole, because that's it from here to here in centimeters, the length of it. But the actual size of the boot, as you can see in here, is size 27, which is from the inside of the toe to the inside of the heel, the length of the shoe. So you got to know that before you buy these. And I usually recommend buying a half size up to compensate for multiple pairs of socks, because you're going to want them. These are going to be very rough on your feet, as they are unlined, and they're made out of some very stiff, very thick leather. Also, if you plan on wearing them in the winter, having that room for extra insulation is always very good. So you can see here who made it. Again, the year is 1971, so you know these have the original soles because the soles say 71 on them. They're made by Shriver. They're size 27. They used the last type 6. Just overall very awesome boots. I own 3 pairs of these already. I just bought this pair. I've been wearing them the last couple days to work. They're holding up very well. I have another pair that I got with these ones that are a little bit too large. They were improperly sized, I think. That's this pair right here. Also, one of the eyelets is sheared off. I knew that getting into it, though. It's not hard to replace an eyelet. These are the later ones. You can tell by the D-rings, rather than having all of the hooks. The later ones will have the D-rings. These ones were made in 77. This pair was made in 71. You can see here on the sole that it is much bigger. These are a size 29 outsole. So, just overall, very, very nice. These boots are. So I'll probably refurbish these ones and give them to somebody who has this size foot, if they're interested, because they are very awesome. Now, I've been wearing these to work and around home, and I normally wear them with the puttees and stuff like that, because I like puttees. Puttees are great. I have probably 50 pairs of puttees in different colors and different years and lengths and stuff like that, but I really like the Swiss ones because they're still readily available in original forms. The reproductions tend to be just cut from a single piece of cloth, and they're not as good. And some of the later Swiss ones, like this one is cut from a single piece of cloth, will tend to fray at the edges and stuff like that. It just kind of shortens their life a little bit. But if you have the ability to, try to get one of the woven pairs like this. As you can see, it's actually woven to this length, and it'll keep it from fraying around the edges a lot longer. It'll last a lot longer if you get an actual woven pair than if you get a just standard cut pair. So this is my dirtiest, grossest pair. As you can see, they're actually pretty clean, and I've had them for a number of years because they just last a long time. I normally try to keep them pretty nice too by wearing the gaiters over them, but if it's just like summer, or if I'm just going out or I'm going to work or something, I'll wear just the ankle boots. Or if it's like specifically cold, I'll wear the puttees when I go hiking over the ankle boots. And then if it's like a lot of brush and really cold or kind of damp, I'll put the leather gaiters over the puttees, because you get this not only added insulation and moisture wicking and stuff like that, you get this awesome ankle support that doesn't just support, it also has give in it when it needs to. The wool kind of stretches a bit, which is nice. And the gaiters protect the wool, as well as, you know, stuff that would poke through your pants and stuff like that. And like, it keeps snow from getting up under your boots and into your puttees, which would make your puttees wet and stuff like that. So this is just very, very nice. Now, the difference between this pair of boots, really the only difference between this pair of boots and the other pair I just showed you, the larger pair, is that they have hooks on the bottom, and the instep hook on each boot has this little, as you can see there, piece of metal to keep your laces from just falling out. Only one eyelet on each boot has that though, so there's nothing holding it in on the far side. As you can see, I can just pull the laces out. Okay, so the only eyelet that is actually holding your laces in is the very bottom one on the instep. This is a size 27. I'll wear about a size 28 on the inside. These are perfect if I'm just going to wear one pair of socks. Like I said, make sure your feet are tough enough to withstand this before you buy one of these. I wear a lot of boots like these, and these will destroy your feet if you don't, for one, get some good insoles for them, and two, know what you're getting into when you're wearing them. But you want to wear these with thicker socks. I like wool socks because wool is moisture wicking and actually is pretty good for temperature regulation. Even when it's very hot out, wool socks can help actually keep your feet cool, which is a big problem I have because I have very hot feet. But these fit just one pair of socks pretty comfortably, so I'll use this as my summer pair. I got a whole bunch of size 28s coming in the post right now, coming from Austria. Yeah, Austria, that are going to be more for everyday use, that I'm really going to probably beat up on a lot more. And they're the later ones too, with the D-ring bottom eyelets. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I own a lot of these. The history behind these is they were all hobnailed from about the 1890s, late 1880s, early 1890s, all the way up until like the late 60s, early 70s. Then the Swiss finally switched to rubber soles. Other than that, their boots look pretty much exactly like the ones the German mountain troopers used in World War II, because they worked and they were easy to fix and easy to maintain. Even these ones still basically maintain the same exact design with just added leather, because before the Germans, the Swiss and Germans and most people that used mountain boots had the same exact uppers basically. Eyelet variations changed, but they used a very thick stacked leather sole, and then you would hobnail it. Well, this just still uses a triple thick leather stacked sole, all right? And then they put rubber over it rather than hobnails. So just very, very awesome boots overall. They're designed to last a lifetime. I bought pretty much every pair that I own for under $40 a pair, and they've probably got another lifetime, my entire lifetime of use ahead of them. Even if I was to pick just one pair to wear for the rest of my life, I could probably get a whole lifetime of use out of them, because they're built that nice. They're built Swiss quality, built to last, built to take punishment and last forever, which is probably why the Swiss hardly ever changed their design on these. They're half gusseted. They have flaps that come over to protect your vamp, especially when you're climbing. That's really nice, or hiking. That's really nice, protecting your feet and stuff like that. But they do have quite an incredibly long break-in time. Just so you know that they do need to be maintained like a good pair of leather shoes should, and just be aware of stuff like that when you're buying one of these. You can find them around. They pop up on eBay every now and then. Every single pair except for one I've bought on eBay, and the other pair I bought in a thrift shop. So I just wanted to let you guys know some of my preferences and some of my uses and stuff like that, what I like to wear. If you guys have any recommendations for other ankle boots out there, right now my two favorites are probably these Swiss rubber-soled ankle boots and British DMS boots. I'm not a big fan of the Swedish ones. The Swedish ones are actually pretty close to this, but their sizing is like really awkwardly off, and they make a lot of noise when you walk, and the heels tend to come loose. They aren't as attached as nice on a lot of pairs I've seen. They don't hold up to as much wear as this, and they're suede on the inside, so it's like sandpaper. If you don't have the right socks, you'll get so many blisters and stuff, whereas these, you won't have that problem. So I just wanted to remake this video. Hopefully the audio and everything is back to normal and everything's fine, and hopefully you guys like this video. I'd very much like to get your user feedback if you have used a pair of these, or if you are like me and you like ankle boots. I'd like your user experiences with military ankle boots and stuff like that, and surplus ankle boots, or if there's any pairs you recommend that I should get and try. I might do that if you can leave me a good enough review of those in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.